Good evening. How are you? I am Vivek, as you know, and I'm founder of Virajo AutoSoft Private Limited. Today, I wanted to talk something that every IT leader goes through, but very few openly admit. So, that is architecture, achieving the perfect architecture. So, today, I wanted to say there is nothing as such which we can achieve as a perfect architecture. Why? Let me explain you. At some point in all of the IT manager or IT leader in their career, they try to design a perfect architecture either for cloud or virtual desktop or DR or security postures or security related network, and then reality happens. What? That is what we are going to discuss today. Why perfect architecture is a trap, what mature IT leaders eventually realize, and how a smart organization shift from perfect design to resilience execution. So the dream of perfect architecture is really a trap. When you become or anyone become IT head or CIO, then they want zero downtime, fully redundant infrastructure, built-in class security, fully optimized infrastructure in prospect of cost, future-proof scalability. And you sit with architects, you design diagrams, you compare all the vendors' offerings, either for cloud, Azure, AWS, or hybrid, or for virtual desktop, Citrix, AVD, or ACOPS, and so on. In the security, some other technology, in networking, lots of comparison happen. And on paper, everything looks brilliant. But then, business change direction. Budget budget gets cut, a merger happens, or team don't adopt this system. User behave differently, and suddenly your perfect architecture is not so perfect anymore. So let me give you a real life example. So let me say a practical scenario. Without naming the customer, a company wanted a full virtual desktop deployment, high availability setup, premium storage tier, dual internet redundancy, DR, another region, and DR in another region, and technically excellent design, I can say. But users were and then they realized users were 70% field staff, internet stability was inconsistent, adoption training was minimal, budget approval came in phases, and result they spent months on designing, but actual user experience was unstable. Eventually, leadership asked a simple question to them: are you solving a business problem or building a lab environment where everyday testing is going on? And that's when maturity began. Let me give you another live example where one of my customer were going to adopt a virtual desktop, and the entire project was designed for 4 months, from architecture to deployment to go live and roll out. But when we started doing architecture, they have multiple stakeholders in their system. Someone from network, someone from infosec, someone from infrastructure, someone from business, and while designing the architecture, it was everyone is coming in the next meeting and they are pulling the entire meeting to their direction with their requirements and their assumptions, and no one was there in the system who knows entire interdepartment or inter technology staging, and we struggle to complete the architecture for 4.5 months. And then this project started, and on till then, entire business was really pushing hard to get the design, to get the deployment complete. And believe me, 9.5 months or more than 9 months, we were struggling to complete the pilot project itself. And that's why I say to achieve perfect project, sometimes we sit on same thing multiple times or try to complete things in a perfect manner, and that becomes a bigger disaster. So nothing is perfect, right? So business move faster than design, right? Architecture assumes stability. Business is unstable. New SaaS adoption, new compliances, new geography, new acquisition may come, right? Your perfect design become outdated in 6 to 7 months or max 1 year, right? So you need to think about this cost versus value conflicts. This is another aspect. Perfect architecture usually means higher infra cost, more licenses, more complexity, more maintenance. But when CFO or who is funding this entire project want business count outcome, and they ask, did we get improvement? Then that's when IT leadership thinking. Then another aspect, complexity reduce reliability. More layers, more failure points, extra redundancy, more configuration may be required, more integration, more dependency will be required. Sometimes simpler architecture is more reliable than this is something experience teaches. And this is something experience teaches, right? So what is the shift? The perfect to practical. Mature IT leaders or decision makers stop asking, is this architecture perfect? Rather, they start asking, is this architecture resilient, adaptable, or aligned with business? That is the powerful shift. Instead of perfection, they optimize. They optimize for flexibility, stability in phase, user adoption, business continuity, controlled risk. So, practical architecture wins. Another case. Client wanted to go for multi-region DR. One of my clients were looking for there one data center in Mumbai, another data center they have in some private cloud in the Bangalore, and they wanted to create DR. And then we were asked, what is your actual downtime tolerance? What is your RTO and RPO? And answer was 4 to 6 hours is acceptable. So instead of expensive active setups, we designed backup based tier, periodic testing, cost optimized storage tier. Result, 60% cost saving, business satisfaction, upgrade path kept open. This is a mature architecture, I can say. Not a perfect architecture, I can understand, where you are not getting the 100% geo downtime kind of thing, but the requirement was also not the same, but aligned as per the requirement, right? So, what a smart IT leaders eventually do or learn with this architecture is a living system. It must evolve, it should not be rigid. So, I always say your architecture is a living system. So what it means, every day, every month, there is some new requirement. So your architecture should adopt those without any big hustle. It's done. Now we can't change this. There is no possibility of change. There is no scope for new things. So keep or make architecture as a living system. Design for change, not for perfection. Based architecture are modular, so you should be able to replace component, upgrade gradually, scale by business unit when and where required, right? Then third, you can think about user experience bit. diagram beauty. So on the diagram, on the page, on the PPT slide, maybe your design is looking great, but if user experience are very pathetic or bad, then entire architecture doesn't make any sense. Your architecture slide may look very good, beautiful, but when users are working, their outlook is going slow. Teams, they are struggling on Teams, their application is getting lags, they are not able to complete a single work without any issue, they are not able to get the print, and lots of things are there. Users don't care about the design, they care about experience. So reliability is always greater than complexity, right? So uptime, predictability, reliability, recoverability, these matter more than architecture elegance. So at Virajo AutoSoft, we see this pattern repeatedly. Organization does not struggle because they lack a smart architecture. They struggle because they try to over engineering, future proof too much, optimize for hypothetical risk instead of building adaptive system, and that's where advisory thinking matters. Not tool selling, not vendor pushing, but overcome driven architecture. So, if you are a IT leader, CIO, IT manager, you may agree with my uh, thought. If you are watching this, or in future when this video is uploaded to the LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, then ask yourself: Are you building a perfect system or a resilient system? Because perfect system, the perfect best, because perfection delays decision, resilience enables growth. The goal is not to design something that never fails. The goal is design something that fails gracefully, recover quickly, evolve continuously. That's mature IT leadership. That is where authority is built, and that's how technology become a business enabler, not a science project. So is this a perfect resonate with you perspective? Is this perspective resonates with you? Comment resilience or message me if you are evaluating architecture modernization, or you if you are stuck in over design complexity. Let's discuss practical transformation, because smart IT leaders don't chase perfection, they build adaptable foundation. So if you are still there in, or you are listening this video or watching this video, then please do comment your experience, what you are thinking while creating a architecture for your organization. Are you going in the perfect architecture direction or resilient architecture? Are you believing in perfection or you are believing in adaptability? So your experience will matter more, because you are living this life day and day out. So please comment your experience in this video, so that whoever is watching this video can get better visibility, better perspective about this topic. Waiting for your comments, and do let me know also what is your, what you want to discuss or want to hear from us in next episode. I will come back tomorrow again on the same time. And with this promise, we'll wait for your comments, and also request you to share this video to those who are in IT decision makers, who are in architecture, who are creating architecture for their organization. It will be great help for them as well. And your learning will really help us if you are commenting here. Thank you. Good day. Good night. Bye.